matchup between the visiting Cliffside Park Red Raiders and your Fort Lee Bridgman. Now for today's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Red Raiders. Number 4, Alessia Valerio. Number 13, Camila Rodriguez. Number 25, Amelia Moreno. Number 5, Jenna Diaz. And number 0, Leah Engel. And now the starting lineup for your Fort Lee Bridgman. Number 52, Daniela Pagay. Number 23, Samantha Son. Number 11, Eleanor Yu. Number 13, Jackie Martinez. And number 30, Ileana James. Head coach, Kelly Lane. At this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Let's go, Bridgman.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here inside East Gymnasium at Fort Lee High School for this matchup of arch rivals as Cliffside Park, the Red Raiders, come calling to take on the Fort Lee Bridgmen in a late season showdown. Hello, everybody. I'm Dan Long. So glad that you could join me here on our Fort Lee Athletics YouTube broadcast. Second meeting of the season between these two teams. They first met in Cliffside Park on January 16th. Fort Lee emerged with a 45-28 road victory. And the Bridgmen are going to be trying to sweep away their rivals again here in the regular season in their home finale. Randy Lutterer is the head coach of Cliffside Park. Kelly Lane, the head coach of Fort Lee. Cliffside Park in their road white with the black numerals. Fort Lee in their home black uniforms with the orange numerals. And the opening tip is secured by Cliffside Park. The ankle losing possession there. It's going to be a loose ball tie-up, and possession arrow will go back over now to Fort Lee. Last home win for the Bridgmen came on January 9th against Dwight Morrow, 55-25. Love to produce their third win at home this season. Now both teams with tie-ups here and steals, and possession will alternate and go back over to Cliffside Park. Jenna Diaz inbounding it to Leah Ankle, the sophomore, with 7 points, 8 rebounds, 4 steals in the first meeting against Fort Lee. Little high-low action, trying to find underneath Jenna Diaz. Ball squirts free. Possession will stay on that end of the floor for Cliffside Park. Cliffside Park comes in off a 57-29 win on the road against Dwight Morrow. garnering their second league win of the season in the Big North American Division. Alicia Valerio working it along the perimeter. Ankle dropping it off to the near side to Camila Rodriguez. Double team comes to her, another tie-up, and possession arrow will once again give it over to Fort Lee. Bridgman coming in off a loss against Ridgeville Park, their last time out on February 11th. And Fort Lee breaks the full court pressure. Eleanor Yu, sophomore. Jackie Martinez got to get inside. Pagan's hook shot, no good by Daniela Pagan, the freshman. Ankle across the way. Floater shot, no good. Fouls her own miss. Putback attempt also no good. Pagan got the rebound underneath. And eventually it found its way into the waiting hands of Samantha Song. Martinez in the open floor. Misfires on the layup attempt. Squirts out to Valerio. Valerio has her pass deflected away by Martinez. Martinez down the floor to Yu. Stops and pops. Shot a little too strong. Rebounded inside by Diaz. It's going to be a reach-in foul charge against Pagan. First team foul for the Bridgman. First personal foul against Daniela Pagan. Ankle getting it up top. Nearly stolen away by Martinez. Valerio doing a good job of getting it away from her grasp. Rodriguez into the corner. Three ball. That is knocked in by Leah Ankle. And Cliffside Park has taken the first lead of the game at 3-0. Trying to attack in the open floor was Ileana James, who had 10 points in the first meeting back on January 16th. Her shot off the mark. Ankle watched by Martinez. Works around to the far side, deflected out of bounds. Last touch off of Fort Lee. Last season in this matchup here in East Gymnasium, Fort Lee produced a 55-44 win against the Red Raiders at Cliffside Park. Setting and firing from the near side. Open three ball knocked in by Camila Rodriguez. So the visitors have started off fast. Back-to-back triples have given them a 6-0 lead. Fort Lee trying to get on the board here. Martinez shifting gears up top as the defense sways to her. Dumping it down low inside to James. And James got held on the play, so Ileana James will head to the foul line to shoot two with 5:02 left to go. James sinks the first foul shot. Puts Fort Lee on the board for the first time in this game. Ileana James averaging 12.8 points per game this season for Fort Lee. Leading scorer on the season, James knocks down a pair. 6-2 lead for Cliffside Park, coming up on 3 minutes gone by here in the first. Full court pressure nearly produced a turnover. Cliffside Park breaks it. They tried to feed to Amelia Moreno down the floor. Went through her hands, but was saved with possession. Now the Red Raiders fire from deep, and another three-point shot knocked in by Leah Ankle. Ankle with 6 of her team's 9 points, and all the buckets for Cliffside Park here in the first quarter have come beyond the three-point line. Good pass down the length of the floor to Samantha Song, the freshman, who had 6 points against Cliffside Park the first time around. Martinez got fouled, got bumped on the floor. That foul was going to be charged against Alessia Valerio. Valerio, her first, team second. Nice pass inside. Pagan got blocked from behind, though. Recovered after the deflection. Works around the perimeter to James. 7-point deficit for Fort Lee here in the early goings as we're coming up on the midway point of the first quarter. Here's Song from deep, no good. James with a rebound, trying to save it back in play. There was no other Fort Lee player camped out underneath the rim. Taken in by Cliffside Park. Were held to a grand total of 28 points by Fort Lee in that first meeting. Already have struck for 9 points here. But they turned it over. Good active hands in the passing lane by Samantha Song. James, the left-hand dribble, being watched by Rodriguez. Pagan inside, kicking around the perimeter. Here's Martinez setting and firing from deep. No good. Offensive putback, also no good. There's been a lid on the rim here for Fort Lee. They have not produced a made field goal in this game just yet. Their 2 points coming courtesy of made foul shots. 3:34 left to go in the first. Fort Lee getting great shooting opportunities, just have not been able to convert yet. Whipped around the side, now to Pagan inside. Quickly out up top to Martinez, and Martinez breaks the scoring drought there and knocks in her first main three of the game. Jackie Martinez, the junior who averages 9 points per game. She had 23 points in the first meeting against Cliffside Park, and a traveling violation against the Red Raiders will give possession back over to Fort Lee. In that game where she scored 23 points, Jackie Martinez knocked down 3 three-pointers in the process. And there's a hard foul administered there by Cliffside Park, but good sportsmanship by, looks like Rodriguez, to help Fort Lee back up off the floor. So that foul will go against Camila Rodriguez, her first, team's third. 3:08 left to go here in the first. 9-5 lead for Cliffside Park. Could not get it to Pagan. Pagan just wrestles it back, though. And then a frustration foul sets in for Cliffside Park. And if that's against Jenna Diaz, that's going to be a Diaz's second personal foul of the game. And it will be. So number 5 in white has 2 personal fouls. She'll stay in this game as once again Cliffside Park administering the full court pressure. Martinez breaking it herself. Ileana James for 3. Off the back iron, no good. Rebounded underneath by Aiden Panja. Diaz. Worked around to Panja to the near side. Nearly stolen away by Fort Lee, trying to press out on the perimeter. Setting and firing from deep, nearly banking it home was Diaz. Rebound secured by Fort Lee. Under 2.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Nice end-to-end action. Here's Martinez setting and firing again. Jackie Martinez with 6 points here to lead the charge for Fort Lee in the first quarter. And that 1 7-point deficit has been trimmed down to 1. 9-8 lead now for Cliffside Park. Panja's pass. Diaz from the corner overshot the rim. Picked up inside, but shuffling the feet inside was Gianna Rodriguez, number 45, who's just come into the game, was sophomore off the Cliffside Park bench. Martinez did not know that there was a trailing defender on the play. Got it knocked out of bounds. Will be possession staying here with the Bridgemen. 1:50 left to go in the first quarter. Fort Lee looking for what would be their first lead of the game. Martinez right off the screen, no good. Rebound secured underneath by Rodriguez of Cliffside Park. So the Red Raiders take it back on offense, still preserving a 1-point advantage. Got off to the hot start, led 9-2. It's been a 6-0 run for Fort Lee, courtesy of the 3-point shooting of Jacqueline Martinez. Martinez, the junior, with 6 points here in the first quarter for Fort Lee. Bridgemen have struggled to knock down shots, not only this game, but this season. Defensively, they've been solid. And there's an and one for Cliffside Park. A follow-up on that play after the shot was made by Leah Ankle. Ankle now with a game-high 8 points here in the first quarter and a chance at the traditional 3-point play. Shot is no good. Tipped around and fortuitously goes right into the waiting hands of Aiden Panja. So after Fort Lee had pulled back to within one, 4-0 spurt here on that last possession for Cliffside Park increases the lead back to 5-point margin. Song in the corner, getting it back up top to Martinez as we come close to the final minute of the first quarter of play. Moved up top, nearly a backcourt violation. Ball was saved there by Song. Pagan inside, kicks it around the perimeter. Martinez cuts around inside. She is met with resistance by Rodriguez. Clean block. Cliffside Park going down the other way. Little out of control there was Ankle. Good recovery defense there by the Bridgemen. As Fort Lee will settle things down. Coming up on the final 30 seconds of the first quarter. Yu getting it over to Song. Wide open from three, no good. Rebounded by Camila Rodriguez. Throwing it down the length of the floor to Ankle, a little too hard. With that shot opportunity, she's already having more points than she had in the first meeting against Fort Lee. And that's going to be a traveling call against Fort Lee after Ileana James had hesitated a little bit and then elected to try to take that extra step. 11 seconds left to go in the first. 13-8 lead for Cliffside Park. 7-12 overall in the season. Steal produced by Fort Lee. Jump shot no good by Yu. 3 seconds left to go in the quarter. Shot gotten off in time, and it ricochets hard off the glass. No good. So Cliffside Park will take a 5-point lead with them into the start of the second quarter as you're watching all the action here, courtesy of all of our proud sponsors of Fort Lee Bridgman Athletics here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Welcome back to East Gymnasium here at Fort Lee High School as the Bridgemen trailing Cliffside Park 13-8 after the first 8 minutes of action. Dan Long, so glad that he could join our broadcast coverage here, courtesy of the Fort Lee Athletics Department. Ileana James open from deep. Fort Lee's been chucking him up, just not been able to knock him down outside of the two made by Martinez. Follow-up shot was blocked from behind. Fort Lee's getting the shot opportunities, just have not been able to convert. Ankle has been outstanding for Cliffside Park. That shot rattled in and out. Here's Ankle with the offensive rebound inside the paint. Try to spit that pass over to the far side of Diaz. Valerio inside, nice give and go to Amelia Moreno. Moreno got fouled on her way up. So the junior will head to the foul line to shoot two. Amelia Moreno had 7 points, 2 rebounds against Fort Lee in their home loss back in mid-January. Knocks down the first foul shot attempt, her first point of the afternoon. Increases the lead for Cliffside Park back to a 6-point margin at 14-8. They've led by as many as 7 in this game. Fort Lee has never held the lead so far in this first half. Bridgman looking for their 4th win in league play this season. That would bring them to 500 as they sit in 3rd place. Pagan caught the rebound, but then was grimacing a little bit there when she was coming down with it. And she'll be looked at by Tom Hurd, the athletic trainer here at Fort Lee. with 7:16 left to go here in the second. Cliffside Park on top by 6. Daniela Pagan being helped off the floor and given a round of applause from the Fort Lee faithful. With 7:16 left to go in the first half of play. Possession will be for Fort Lee. Full court pressure right now by Cliffside Park, and it's going to be a foul whistled against the Red Raiders. Each team with one foul apiece through the first minute of the second quarter. Tough shot there by James, left it short. Fort Lee was trying to chase after it, and it was deflected out of bounds. Last touch off of Amber Lask, the sophomore guard, who's come onto the floor for the first time here for the Bridgemen. Bounce pass intercepted here by James. She's off to the races. Ileana James got blocked, but also a bit of the body there for Leah Ankles. So Ileana James will head back to the foul line, where she was 2 for 2 in the first quarter of action. Foul went against Ankle, and that is her second. And James missing on the first offering. So both Ankle and Diaz are playing with 2 fouls apiece so far here in the first half. Second foul shot is good by James. She's got 3 here in the first half of play. All of her points coming at the foul line. Fort Lee has only made 2 shots in this entire first half, yet only trail 14-9. That's going to be a blocking foul whistled against the Bridgemen after Cliffside Park was quickly getting it down the floor to break that full court pressure. Lask picked up the foul, her first, team second for Fort Lee. Inbounds was stripped away. Ileana James comes out of the pack with it. Hands it over to Eleanor Yu. Yu trying to go coast to coast for the lay-in. Eleanor Yu's first made basket of the game, the sophomore with 2 points. And the lead is trimmed down to 3, 14-11. Ankle doing a nice job of weaving through traffic and gets the bucket to go. A coast-to-coast move. She's got 10 in the half. Had 7 points total in the first meeting. 16-11, Cliffside Park leads. Shot from the outside, Fort Lee, no good. Tip off inside, it found its way into the waiting hands of Ileana James. Her first made field goal of the game, and James now has staked herself to 5 points in this first half of play. Timeout on the floor. Cliffside Park leading 16-13. And we thank again all of the proud sponsors listed on your screen who help bring us all the action to you. Jackie Martinez and Ileana James have combined for 11 of Fort Lee's 13 points in this game and have brought the Bridgmen back to within 3 of their arch rivals. Fastball. Pass completed down the length of the floor. Running layup no good. Offensive rebound inside, and it's going to be a tie ball, with possession arrow keeping it on that end of the floor for Cliffside Park. So a couple times now, Cliffside Park has just simply thrown it up and over the back of the defense in the full court pressure for Fort Lee. And it's great to see Daniela Pagan back onto the floor. And there's going to be a foul on the shot attempt by Alessia Valerio. So Pagan back on the floor after she was aching in pain a couple of minutes ago. And now Valerio will head to the foul line, trying to garner her first points of the afternoon. Foul was charged against Fort Lee's Eleanor Yu. First foul shot rattles in and out for Valerio at 3 points, 3 rebounds in the first meeting. Second foul shot is good. Valerio on the board with her first point of the afternoon. 4-point lead, 17-13. Whipped around to the outside of the perimeter. Martinez trying to bounce it down low to Pagan. Still possession here for Fort Lee after a kick ball. Pagan in the post. She's been facilitating the offense as a passer out of the post. Now tries the body down low. Hook shot left short. Rebound secured underneath by Moreno. Ankle in the open floor. Sidesteps one defender. Floats it up a little too strong. And out of bounds. Last touch off of Cliffside Park. 17-13. In this back and forth affair here between these two longtime rivals. Fort Lee looking for their 5th win of the season. And win number 3 here at East Gymnasium. Another open look from 3, and you just can't get it to drop. Samantha Song tried to tip it out to space, but the rebound was taken in by the Red Raiders. Ankle getting it over to Valerio. And Valerio cans the deep shot. Valerio with all 4 of her points in this game here in the second quarter. And every time that Fort Lee has drawn closer, Cliffside Park has had a necessary response. The lead is back to 7, 20-13. Here's Martinez. He's knocked down a pair of threes in this game, no good. Ankle being hounded by Martinez. Comes out of the pack with it. Over to Rodriguez on the near side. Rodriguez knocks down her second 3 of the game. Cliffside Park has connected on 5 threes in this first half. Their lead is their largest of the game now at 10, 23-13. Again, in the first meeting, Cliffside Park was held to a grand total of 28 points by the Bridgmen defense. Nice take to the bucket there by Martinez. Jackie Martinez with a game-high 8 for Fort Lee. And the deficit is cut down to 8 at 23-15. Into the corner it goes. Another 3! Knocked in by number 13, Camila Rodriguez. She has caught fire here. Back-to-back 3 balls knocked in by Rodriguez. She's got 9 in the game. She has 3 made threes in the first half. She had a grand total of 3 points back in the first meeting. And a timeout's going to be given to Fort Lee, with Cliffside Park enjoying their largest lead of the ball game. 26-15 with 3:01 left to go here in the second quarter of action, as you're watching Fort Lee girls basketball here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. This game is of vital importance for Cliffside Park because they still have playoff hopes alive. They are ranked 17th right now in the North 2 Group 3 PowerPoint rankings, and the top 16 teams garner admission into the state playoffs. They're trailing number 16 Orange right now for that last playoff spot. A win here today could really help their chances. Out of the timeout, Kelly Lane's Bridgman operating here in the half court. Yu will pull up and bank home the 18-foot jumper. Eleanor Yu did not settle for three that time. And the sophomore cashes in her second made basket. She's got 4 in the half. 26-17 goes through the fingertips and off the fingertips of Rodriguez, out of bounds. Possession back over to Fort Lee with 2:32 left to go before halftime. Pagan falling down after getting pushed from behind. That foul was charged against Gianna Rodriguez, her first. Third-team foul against Cliffside Park. Each team with 1 foul to give the remainder of this quarter. 3 ball in and out. Pagan trying to chase after the possession, fighting and clawing for it. And it's going to be possession going back over to Cliffside Park, but great hustle underneath the rim by the freshman Pagan. 26-17. The lead for Cliffside Park with 2:18 left to go here in the first half. Floater shot, no good. James tracks it down in the corner. Gets it away from the double team. Great pass there by James. Nice move down the length of the floor and a foul called. That'll be charged against Valerio. As Fort Lee had number 11, Eleanor Yu, out in transition, and Yu, 4 points in the half, will have a chance to add to her total here as she heads to the foul line with the clock stopped with 2:01 remaining. Yu swishes home the foul shot. She's got 5 in the half now. Second foul shot, no good, but James tracks down the loose ball rebound. Good hustle by James. Fort Lee trying to draw a little closer. That's going to be a reach-in foul. That's a big personal foul against Ankle. That would be her 3rd, and that's the team's 5th. So Ankle now with 3 personal fouls. It's over the limit, so 2 shots the rest of the half here for Fort Lee. As Martinez will try her luck at the foul line. Jackie Martinez, 8 points in the half here for Fort Lee. Too strong on that first offering. Second shot also no good. So missed opportunity there at the foul line. Fort Lee has missed on 4 foul shots in this first half of play. Lead is 8, 26-18. Pass down low. Missed shot inside by Gianna Rodriguez. Martinez the other way for Fort Lee, and Martinez cashes in with the transition layup. Jackie Martinez with 10 points to lead the charge for the Bridgmen here in the first half. Panja ran out of real estate. There's the turnover. And possession back over to the Bridgmen. We're going on a bit of a run here. They were down by as many as 11. Now they've cut that deficit down to 6, a 5-0 spurt. James cuts across the foul line. Martinez finding Yu. Yu hesitates, gives it over to James, cuts through the middle of the lane, floater no good. Fouls her own miss, left-hand layup is good. Ileana James with 7. Lead is down to 4, 26-22. Panja in the open floor, denied by Pagan. Great defense right now for Fort Lee, and its last touch out of bounds off of Cliffside Park. So momentum starting to switch here near the end of the second quarter. Fort Lee has come to life on both ends of the floor. You getting it inside to James. Turnaround shot, no good. Tracked down by Diaz. Ankle is on the Cliffside Park bench after picking up that third personal foul of hers in the last couple of moments. Camila Rodriguez has been deadly from the outside with 3 made threes in this half. Will they get it to number 13 for the shot? Panja up top. Fort Lee has a foul to give. Panja across the lane. Layup is left short. Tipped around inside. Put back layup by Gianna Rodriguez. No good. Fort Lee with one last chance to end the half. Here's Ileana James. Sets for 3. Off the back iron. No good. And Cliffside Park will take a 26-22 lead into halftime. Stick around, fans, as we'll be back for the start of the second half of play as you're watching Fort Lee girls basketball here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody, inside East Gymnasium as we're moments away from the resumption of play in the start of the second half. Cliffside Park leading Fort Lee by a score of 26-22. They led 13-8 after one. They held at one point their largest lead at 11. Fort Lee went on a run there near the end of the quarter to pull back to within 4 as we're getting set for the start of the third quarter. Taking a look at the stats from the first half of play. Leah Ankle with a game-high 10 points for the Red Raiders, but she did pick up a third personal foul. Near the end of that second quarter, she has to be careful here as she's playing in foul difficulty. Fort Lee led by Jackie Martinez's 10 points. Fort Lee will start with possession on offense, begin the third quarter in their home black uniforms with the orange numerals. Cliffside Park defending in their road white with the black numerals. Pagan's pass is deflected away. Ankle will take it down the other way, get fouled, and then a collision ensues as well at the tail end of that one. As Pagan, great sportsmanship, checking in on Ankle to see if she's okay, and Ankle will head to the foul line to shoot a pair. Pagan picking up her second personal foul, so Ankle will head to the foul line, where she's 1 for 1 here this afternoon. Ankle had 8 of her 10 points in the first quarter. Rattles in the first foul shot. She's got 11 points now in this contest. Ankle 2 for 2 at the line. She's got a game-high 12 now. Perfect 3 for 3 in the game at the foul line. Another turnover. Ankle had the shot blocked away, though, and James was able to deflect it off of Diaz's last touch. So a fast start here to the second half. Defensively for Cliffside Park, a couple of turnovers forced. As Pecan will wait for you to cross past the timeline. 28-22, lead for Cliffside Park. High-low, trying to get it down low to Pecan. Swatted it back in play to James. James shot left short. Pecan always hustling hard on the floor. Loose ball tie-up, and the arrow favors Cliffside Park this time around. Fort Lee's got to try to help their own cause out here and force some turnovers as well on defense. Cliffside Park just throwing it over the top of the press, and then eventually leads to the transition lay-in for Camila Rodriguez. So Cliffside Park has started the second half on a 4-0 run, and they've extended their lead now to an 8-point margin. Less than a minute gone by here in the third quarter, as it's Cliffside Park 30, Fort Lee 22, as you're watching all the action here on YouTube. (30-22) lead. Again, full court pressure wreaking havoc here for Cliffside Park. Forcing another turnover. There's a corner three, no good, as Yu skies for the rebound. Eleanor Yu will get it up to Jackie Martinez. Fort Lee looking for their first points of the second half. James does deliver just that. Ileana James now with 9 points for Fort Lee. Back to a 6-point margin. But then the Bridgemen are going to be called for a foul. That foul will go against Eleanor Yu. Her second, team second. Ankle across, got it stripped away. Here's Eleanor Yu down the floor. It's a race to the basket, and Yu missing on the layup. But the ball finds its way back into Yu's hands, so they'll reset the offensive possession here. Pagan inside, kicking out. Fast ball movement leads to the open three. Look by Martinez off the back iron. Ball's loose. Pagan trying to wrap onto possession. And it's going to be a whistled foul against Fort Lee. Pagan picks up her third personal foul. So she had one foul in the first half, two quick fouls here in the second half. Less than 2 minutes gone by. Now Pagan has to sit down. Rodriguez, who was deadly from outside in the first half, no good. Cliffside Park as a team knocked in 6 main threes in the first half of play. Here's Eleanor Yu trying to draw the offensive foul, and Cliffside Park will. Great job defensively of setting their feet, getting in front. And Amelia Moreno draws the offensive foul against Yu, and for Eleanor, that will be her third personal foul. So now foul difficulty starting to pile up for Fort Lee with Yu and Pagan each with 3 personal fouls in this game. Ankle getting it inside. James thought she got a clean block, but she got called for the body as well. So the foul goes against Ileana James, and for James, that is her third. Moreno, no good on the first foul shot attempt. 1 of 3 at the line in this game. So now Kelly Lane has 3 starters, each with 3 fouls apiece, with 5.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Second foul shot hit into the stanchion above the backboard. So that's going to be a violation and possession going back over to Fort Lee. Missed opportunity there for Cliffside Park, missing on a pair of foul shots. Setting and firing from deep and knocking it down this time is Eleanor Yu. It's been so close and finally getting that 3 to fall. She's got 8 points in the game. 3-point deficit now. And Yu with the loose ball tie-up. It's going to be possession arrow given back over to Fort Lee. So Yu knocks in the third Fort Lee three-pointer of the game. Eleanor Yu up to 8 points in this contest. She, Jackie Martinez, and Ileana James, the 3 leading scorers in this game. Lask lost possession. And it's going to be a tie-up, and possession arrow now favors Cliffside Park. Every time that Fort Lee is starting to generate a little semblance of momentum and a push here, they just haven't been able to get all the way back and tie the game up. Can they do that here? Well, the defense leads to a turnover. Here's Amber Lask in the open floor. Lask trying to go coast to coast with it. Little out of control, and an offensive foul yet again drawn by Cliffside Park. Great help defense on display by the Red Raiders in this third quarter. That is the second time that they've drawn an offensive foul against Fort Lee. Diaz, help defense, knocked out of bounds. Last touch off of Jackie Martinez. Closing in on 4.5 minutes left to go in the third. Good job of fronting the post there by James. Forces the deflection. Here's Martinez in the open floor. Martinez too slow to get that bounce pass to Yu, who was open earlier in that possession. It is deflected last touch out of bounds by Cliffside Park, so possession in the inbounds will stay with Fort Lee. Martinez, quick fire, no good. Too long on the three-point attempt, but stolen back away by Fort Lee. Bridgman's steal gives new hope to this possession. Coming up on the midway point of the third quarter, Martinez now eventually gets the Lask. Lask off the back iron. Rebounded inside by Camila Rodriguez. Ankle. Trying to kiss it off the glass, no good. Putback attempt is good for Gianna Rodriguez. For Gianna Rodriguez, the sophomore, her first 2 points of the game. Lead back to 5 for Cliffside Park, 32-27. Over to Lask. Lask inside to James. James up and under move to get around the defender. Drew the contact, and now we'll head to the foul line for 2. Stopping the clock with 3:36 left to go in the third quarter. Second personal foul of the game against Gianna Rodriguez. And the first foul shot by James is no good. 3 of 5 at the foul line here today. Only the first team foul against Cliffside Park in the third quarter. Already past the double bonus limit is Fort Lee, have committed a ton of fouls here in the third. James goes 1 of 2. She's now got 10 in this game. She had 10 in the first meeting as well. Fort Lee's going to need more from her to try to pull back in this game. Here's Rodriguez, sets and fires, no good. Banjo fighting for the loose ball rebound. Martinez comes at it with it, and it's deflected. No, they're going to say last touch off of Fort Lee. It did not get a piece of any Cliffside Park defender. So possession back over to the Red Raiders. Ankle across the lane, tries to go high off the glass, no good. Pagan getting dirty on the floor with a rebound. And now a foul from behind against Amelia Moreno. Pagan had gotten dirty on the floor, scrapped for the loose ball possession. Now the officials are talking to one another. The foul is said is going to be charged against Daniela Pagan. So it's not a foul against Cliffside Park. Instead, it's against Pagan, which will send Moreno to the foul line. So Pagan just picked up her 4th personal foul. Moreno's foul shot no good. It's only 1 of 5 at the foul line here today. 4-point lead for Cliffside Park. Second foul shot, no good as well. Red Raiders leaving points off the board here in the third quarter. Still they lead by 4, 32-28. Another look from deep for Fort Lee. 3-point shots are going up aplenty, but not a lot falling. Only 3 made threes today. Fort Lee living outside, not electing to take more mid-range jumpers. Martinez, shot fake, did a nice job of getting the defenders to fly by her. And that's going to be a shot foul as well, so it should send Martinez to the foul line to shoot 2. Well, they're going to say instead that it was a foul on the floor against Moreno, her first. Not in the act of shooting was Martinez. James' turnaround shot is good. Ileana James, nice post move inside. She's got 12. She scored 5 of her 12 in this third quarter. Ankle could not respond. James saves it to her teammate Martinez. Now Fort Lee in the open floor. Martinez trying to go coast to coast. Hard layup attempt, no good. Panja could not secure the rebound. Comes out, here's a 3 ball for Fort Lee. Too long. Fort Lee hit that one. They would have taken their first lead of the afternoon. And now a timeout's going to be granted to Cliffside Park with 2:16 left to go here in the third quarter. It's a 2-point game in this big North America Division showdown as you're watching all the action here on Fort Lee Athletics YouTube. 32-30 lead for Cliffside Park. They have never trailed in this game. Fort Lee has had a couple of opportunities to take the lead in the last couple of shots. All throughout this game, when Fort Lee's gone on a run, Cliffside Park has always had a big bucket waiting. That pass is deflected. Last touch out of bounds off of Fort Lee. Can the Bridgemen make a stop here and get it back on offense with a chance to tie or take the lead? Here's Diaz from the outside, short in the front rim. Rebounded by Martinez, breaks out of the pack with it. Martinez again sidesteps the defender, missing on the layup attempt. Fight for the loose ball inside. Fort Lee still retains possession as it's worked around the perimeter. Nice job there by Yu of crashing the offensive glass. She'll back it out, give it over to Martinez on the far side. She took the extra step. They'll be called for the traveling call. 32-30. Diaz on the baseline. Shot too strong. Song comes away with it. Double team comes to her. Possession awarded to Moreno, but she lost it. Here's Ileana James in the open floor. James, the leading scorer for the Bridgemen with 12. Yu looking to James, gets it over to the near side. High arcing three, rattled halfway in and out. James looking for the loose ball, but Diaz comes out of it. And it's going to be a traveling call against Diaz, and Cliffside Park will give possession back over to Fort Lee with 62 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Back and forth here between these longtime arch rivals in all sports. Quick three. Again, Fort Lee looking for that first lead of the game. A couple times if a made three could have fallen, would have given them that lead. Yu inside on the far block to James. Turns it around to Martinez. Martinez getting through that defense, but then threw it away. Diaz saw the telegraph pass, then ricocheted off of Ileana James's legs so that she could retain possession. Closing into the final 30 seconds of the third quarter. 32-30. The lead at halftime was 4 for Cliffside Park. That's been trimmed down to 2. Panja inside, lost the handle. Martinez with the loose ball. Here's Martinez in the open floor. Closing in the final 10 seconds. James passes up top to Yu. Now to Martinez. Game of hot potato. James inside, banks it in. Tie game. Ileana James with 14 points this afternoon. Fort Lee goes on a run there to end the third quarter. And the game is all level at 32 points apiece. As we head to the start of the fourth quarter, don't go anywhere, fans, as you're enjoying a good one here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Only 3 Fort Lee players have scored in today's game, but boy, they've been doing the heavy lifting. Ileana James with 14, Jackie Martinez with 10, Eleanor Yu with 8. Fort Lee has come all the way back to tie it up. Can they take their first lead now? 32-32 as we get underway the start of the fourth quarter. Martinez got fouled as Gianna Rodriguez looks like she was the one that kind of reached down rather than going just straight up defensively. That'll be the third personal foul, on number 45 in white. Martinez to the foul line for 2. And Jackie Martinez has given Fort Lee its first lead of the afternoon. 33-32. Martinez with 11 points. Second foul shot, no good. Martinez 1 of 4 at the foul line, and again, contentious play on the floor, but great sportsmanship nonetheless. That's what you love to see. Two rivals going at it, heated competition, but nothing that is unsportsmanlike. .30 seconds into the fourth quarter. Give and go pass went off the hands of Moreno. Fort Lee in the open floor. Trying to build upon this 1-point margin. Yu steps up, mid-range jumper. No good. Rebound secured inside by Gianna Rodriguez. Here's Ankle, who was quiet in that third quarter, had 2 quick points, but then nothing ever since. Loose ball tie up, and possession arrow will keep it on this side for Cliffside Park. Leah Ankle, the sophomore, with a game-high 12 points for Cliffside Park. Camila Rodriguez with 11. Rodriguez getting it up top to Ankle, sets and fires from straight away, no good. Tipped around inside. Putback attempt no good as James gets the rebound. And gets it out now to Martinez. Fort Lee survives defensively another possession, despite the putback attempts in the offensive glass by Gianna Rodriguez. James inside, kicking around into the corner to Samantha Song. Martinez got a step on a defender and got it swatted away by Rodriguez. Here's Ankle in the open floor, and one. Wow, stopping on a dime, drawing the contact and finishing through the harm. And Ankle gets the N1 opportunity. She's got 14 points in the game and a chance to make this a traditional three-point play. Perfect 3 for 3 at the foul line here today. Number 0 for Cliffside Park, who's giving Cliffside back the lead at 34-33. And Ankle perfect at the line today. She's got 15 points. 35-33. 2-point lead now for Cliffside Park. Fort Lee tries to retake the lead. Missed 3. James with a putback attempt, no good. A couple of Bridgman inside, no good. James again trying to procure the loose ball rebound. Worked around to the top side. Fort Lee starting to take over the offensive glass. Martinez. Lot of contact, draws the whistle. And that'll be a 2-shot foul, which will send Jackie Martinez back to the foul line, where she is 1 of 4 here this afternoon. That foul went against Gianna Rodriguez. For Rodriguez, that is her 4th personal foul. And Rodriguez swishes home the first foul shot attempt. She's got 12 points. Averaging just over 9 points per game this season for Fort Lee. Clutch foul shooting. She knocks down a pair to level the score at 35-35. Nice move right in for the uncontested lay-in by Jenna Diaz, her first 2 points of the game. Cliffside Park back in front, 37-35. Song passing to the cutting Yu across the middle of the lane. Loose ball tie-up. Possession arrow will keep it for Fort Lee. James flashes to the corner. Hard bounce pass goes through the legs of her teammate, and that'll be a turnover for the Bridgmen. So possession back on offense for Cliffside Park. Diaz, who just had the made basket to give them the lead. Inside, Moreno, no good. Fouls her own miss, though. Moreno right backing up, no good again. And we'll tip it off of her. Last touch by Cliffside Park. Possession back over to Fort Lee. Here's the full court pressure trying to speed things up, and now a late foul whistled against Jenna Diaz. She got a piece of Fort Lee there as Eleanor Yu was just trying to get the pass away, and contact was made by Diaz. For Diaz, that'll be her third personal foul in this game. Team's third. Only one more foul to give for the Red Raiders, and then it's foul shots the rest of the way for Fort Lee. James sidestepping a couple of defenders. Great dribbling display there by James. 3 minutes gone by here in the fourth quarter. 37-35 game. Up and under finger roll. No good that time for Ileana. Cliffside Park is led by as many as 11 in this game. Fort Lee only short time in the lead. And Amelia Moreno cashes in her first main field goal of the game. She's got 3. Lead back to 4. And a reach-in foul by Cliffside Park, and now that's the 4th Red Raider foul. No more fouls to give here in the quarter. Ankle picked up the foul, and that is her 4th. So the leading scorer in this game for Cliffside Park in foul trouble with 4 fouls. Next one would foul her out. Martinez tried to fit that one in a tight window to her teammate Yu. Approaching the midway point of the fourth quarter. Fort Lee cuts inside. Here's Martinez from the outside. No good. Tipped around inside. Nice play, but the layup was rushed. There's a nice tip play there by Samantha Song right to her teammate Eleanor Yu. But Yu got caught underneath the rim and did not have the opportunity with the angle and the elevation to lay it in for a bucket. And Martinez comes away with a steal, and then again a frustration foul. And that is going to be the 5th team foul, so it's going to be foul shots, which will stop the clock with 3:46 left to go. That'll also be the 4th personal foul against Jenna Diaz. So Diaz with 4 fouls, Ankle with 4 fouls for Cliffside Park, as well as Gianna Rodriguez. First foul shot is no good for Martinez. Martinez 3 of 7 at the foul line here this afternoon. Martinez missing on 2 opportunities. Fort Lee's got to make the most of it, especially with the clock stopped. Diaz trying to get it back up top to Ankle. Ankle off balance, no good. Moreno inside, got fouled as she's now starting to take over inside of the offensive glass. 3:32 left to go in the fourth quarter. Foul will go against Samantha Song of Fort Lee. That is her 2nd, team 2nd. Foul shot no good by Moreno. So neither team being clutch right now with foul shooting. Moreno 1 of 7 at the line in this game. No good. And there's a player that took a tumble, and Pagan once again will fall as well. So Gianna Rodriguez gets called for the foul. She fell down. And Pagan fell over her. What Rodriguez is trying to say is that she was pushed down by Pagan. So number 45, Gianna Rodriguez, has fouled out of this game. And after the missed foul shots, it's going to be foul shots the other side for Daniela Pagan. the fouls starting to pile up here for Cliffside Park. Pagan short on the foul shot attempt, looking for a first point of the afternoon. (39-35), the lead remains 4 for Cliffside. Pagan goes 1 of 2 at the line, her first point of the afternoon. And a timeout's going to be taken with 3:29 remaining. Fort Lee down by 3 as you're watching all the action here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Three-point game, 39-36 here from Fort Lee High School. Dan Long, so glad that he could join us for another edition of this epic rivalry between Cliffside Park and Fort Lee. Bridgman won the first meeting back at Cliffside Park on January 16th, 45-28. It has been a different type of game here. Cliffside Park has led for the majority of this one. Fort Lee barely and briefly took a lead in the beginning of this fourth quarter. Red Raiders looking for their 3rd divisional win of the season, 8th win overall. Fort Lee looking for their 4th win in divisional play and their 5th win on the season. So now the inbound will go down to the near side to Diaz. Again, Cliffside Park has just broken Fort Lee's full court pressure all game long, just with long throws. Here's Diaz to the near side. Diaz is playing with 4 fouls, as well as ankle. Valerio. To Diaz to the near side. Ankle. Rodriguez. Rodriguez nearly lost it out of bounds, but it's going to be tipped last touched off of Fort Lee. Rodriguez with 11 points in this game. Ankle with game-high 15. 2 leading scorers for Cliffside Park. 3:01 left to go in the fourth. Again, Fort Lee with a couple of fouls to work with. On the other end, Cliffside Park cannot foul because that sends Fort Lee to the line. Problem for the Bridgemen is they have not been good at foul shooting here today. If they were, they would be in the lead by a healthy margin. Chance of defense emanating from the fans here inside East Gym. Cliffside Park just playing a little keep away. And now Martinez will reach in for a foul. No need for that. You still had plenty of time playing defense, and I think that's the frustration in Kelly Lane's face. Martinez reached in for a first personal foul, 3rd team foul. Now Fort Lee with only 1 more foul to give. Diaz was open, didn't know that she was so wide open. As it goes back up top to Ankle. Ankle trying to feed it inside. Pagan tips it away. Here's Martinez down the other way. Fort Lee down by 3. Here's a look for 3, and the tie game, courtesy of Ileana James. Her first made 3 of the game. She's got 17, and Fort Lee will get the ball back as well. Bridgmen have tied up the score at 39-39 with 2:05 left to go in the fourth quarter. And now a chance to retake the lead. James's pass, though, off the mark. And it's going to be picked up in a backcourt violation. So the basketball gods giveth and taketh away, as now the turnover gives possession back over to Cliffside Park with 1:58 left to go in regulation. Fort Lee does not need to foul here. Ankle open for 3. No good off the back iron. Rebounded by Fort Lee. Here's Martinez in the open floor. Martinez will push the pace, and the layup too strong. And Martinez wrapping up from behind, and that's going to be a foul. I don't know why Fort Lee has been fouling here, especially with the game tied. Now they have no longer any fouls to give. Ankle will get it up top to Valerio. Game tied at 39. Under 90 seconds left to go in regulation. Dropped down low and deflected out of bounds off of Pagan. 39-39, 121 left to go in the fourth quarter. Worked around to the far side, stopping and popping. Ankle shot no good. Pagan with a rebound. And it's going to be a tie-up, and possession arrow will keep it on this side for Cliffside Park. Good tie-up underneath by Moreno to give possession back to her team. Now the arrow favors Fort Lee. Ankle with top of the key. Over to Diaz. Cliffside Park trying to take back the lead. Bad pass, and that's going to be possession going back over to Fort Lee. Full court pressure by the Red Raiders. Fort Lee with a bucket would take the lead late in this game. And a reach-in foul against Cliffside Park, and if it's against Ankle, that'll be her 5th personal foul. Ankle is fouled out of this game for the Red Raiders and will also send Martinez to the line to shoot the go-ahead foul shots. So a tough play there from Cliffside Park. Ankle will foul out of this game with a game-high 15 points. And now Martinez with a chance to give Fort Lee the lead. Martinez has struggled at the foul line in this game. 3 of 9 at the foul line. It still remains a tie game at 39. Martinez resilient there. Makes 1 out of 2. Gives Fort Lee a 1-point lead, 40-39. She's got 14 in the game. Rodriguez will get called for the traveling violation. Basket doesn't count, a traveling call. Fort Lee with possession. Cliffside Park will drop back on defense. Rodriguez venturing out to try to pressure against Jackie Martinez. And a foul is going to be whistled against Cliffside Park with 32.8 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. Fort Lee with a chance here with a couple of made foul shots can extend their lead to potentially 3. Rodriguez rolls in the first. 2-point lead. She's got 15. 5 of 11 at the foul line. Big clutch foul shots there for Jackie Martinez. She's up to a game-high 16 points. She has scored the last 3 straight points for Fort Lee, who have taken a 42-39 lead late in regulation as they are trying to sweep away Cliffside Park in this regular season and also trying to win their 5th game overall on the year. We'd like to thank our great sponsors who have helped us bring you the sights and sounds throughout the course of this game and throughout the course of this entire regular season in the winter sports season. 42-39. Fort Lee in front by 3. They have no fouls to give, so any foul would stop the clock and give the ball to Cliffside Park with a chance to cut into that deficit without the clock running. So Fort Lee has to be aggressive without fouling. Time is on their side now. Martinez pressuring the ball. Fort Lee nearly had a steal. Diaz might have gotten away with an extra step. And now there's the traveling call against Cliffside Park. Possession will go back over to Fort Lee. The Bridgemen will have the inbound. 19.4 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. Inbound to James, right back to you. You will throw it over to Samantha Song. Now Jackie Martinez would just be wise to dribble out to space. Cliffside Park is not fouling. They are not fouling, but Martinez takes the jump shot. 4 seconds left. And then Martinez also commits the foul. Fort Lee had an opportunity just to run the clock out because for whatever reason, Cliffside Park was not fouling. They took the shot and then, to make matters worse, administered a foul. So hope is still alive here for Cliffside Park, down by 3, 42-39. Aiden Panja at the foul line. And Panja knocks down the first foul shot. Panja's got 3. Lead is down to 2, 42-40. Panja missed on the second foul shot and committed a violation as she crossed over the foul line. And Fort Lee will go on to win 42-40, coming from behind to win this one in thrilling fashion. Cliffside Park led for the majority of this game, but Fort Lee had the finishing touches in that fourth quarter, held on. Had to hold on for dear life there at the end. But nonetheless, Fort Lee with a victory here at home against their arch rivals. 42-40. Cliffside Park with a defeat will fall to 7-13 on the year, 2-5 in divisional play. Fort Lee with a win will go to 5-15 on the season and 4-4, 500 in league play. So that'll do it for our broadcast coverage of this regular season here for the Fort Lee girls basketball program. Thank you so much for your constant support all throughout this 2024 and 2025 season. So for Dimitri Nanis, I'm Dan Long saying so long, and thanks for watching Fort Lee Athletics here on YouTube. Take care, everybody.